Hello. I think we have to start now because it's time. All our videos and lectures are recorded, so you can listen to it after, and to visit our website after, and with all educational material. I would like to tell you welcome all, and I would like to make some sort of reminder of the notes, of two notes. We will say it frequently during the course. That along the GOIS program, Global Oncology Implementing Science Program, we do not only transfer some information in passive way, but we also raise brainstorming points. So the feedback and positive interaction are welcomed. During the assessment of the participant in this course, there will be some assessment for the certificate for the colleagues who would like to get a certificate. Will be assessment every few part of the course. It will be not like exam, but sort of search about information that support the goal of this course. The goal of this course is to building human capacity buildings. This is you who will lead this in the world, to increase affordability of better value cancer care in the world for millions of cancer patients. And this is possible, and this is via science, via scientific approaches. Moreover, it is encouraged to receive your feedback, critical appraisals. Please do comments and suggestions from all experts and audience who listen to this video now and any occasion after the program, because it will be available on the web, www.gois. Website. All your feedback is considered. The summary of some selective feedback will appear in next editions of or new books or courses, with citing the names of the senders and after surely his permission. Please send to these links your feedback. As we agreed together in the Win-Win Initiative and in the GOIU, Global Oncology University, we adopted the flexibilities of thoughts, free flow of ideas, classic and innovative approaches, and that all be focused on scientific and practical implementation in order to serve the cause of increasing affordability of better value cancer care. Thank you. This is just introduction. And today we have a program. The first is Professor Kero Sikora. Of course, Professor Kero Sikora, as you see in the flyer that we sent to you, he has a very rich history and a very distinguished career. He was responsible for the cancer section WTO. He's professor of clinical oncology, renowned professor of clinical oncology, editor of books, very nice book, Clinical Oncology and other related subjects. He a professor in Imperial College. He is also the founding dean of Buckingham University Medical School, and he is one of the leaders of the Win-Win Initiative and co-director of this course. Now we'll pass to Professor Kero Sikora.
Hello, this is Professor Carol Sikora here, sitting in my garden outside London, talking about the future of cancer care, especially in the context of money. At the end of the day, cancer care is becoming more and more expensive and less affordable to many people in the world. It's totally unfair, but we have to live with the problem and deal with it. So what's the future going to look like? I like to think there are 4 boxes for the future. The first box is the easy box, the one we're, as doctors, nurses, health professionals, used to, and that's the technology. It advances. You can almost extrapolate where it's going in different cancers: breast, lung, colon, prostate, whatever, lymphoma. You can see by looking at what's happened in the past 30 years where it's going in the next 30. The diagnostic technology, scanning, MR scanning, better and better images, artificial intelligence coming in there, ChatGPT, all these things are changing the way we interpret everything. But at the end of the day, the diagnostics and the treatment, whether it's surgery, radiotherapy or chemotherapy, will change the way in which we do things, but it all costs. So the technology box is easy, except for one thing, and that is step changes. You can extrapolate, and if you look at the history of cancer, it's not a smooth curve. You get bumps. CT scanning in 1973 suddenly came in out of nowhere, a big bump in our diagnostic technology. PCR technology, Craig Mullen getting the prize the Nobel Prize in 1983 for the discovery of the polymerase chain reaction, revolutionized molecular analysis of cancer. It's taken a long time, but now we're doing it regularly for different types of treatments with different drugs that have molecular targets. So step changes are inevitable in the future. Will flash radiotherapy, for example, change the logistics of radiation? If it worked, and your single fraction, microseconds of duration, really had the same as a 30 fraction 6-week course of radiotherapy, it would make life much easier and obviously much cheaper, because you just need one machine in your department, maybe a backup old machine to keep there in case it broke down, but otherwise that's all you'd need. Amazing. So then we've got the second box, and that's society. And that's much more complicated. How much philanthropy do you want in society? How much are rich people willing to allow poor people to have access to the same quality of cancer care that they have? How much do we look at age in a population? Western society here in Britain, older people, if you haven't got resources, there's no one going to look after you. And that's different from many parts of the world. In many of the lower income countries, family structures are rigid, old people are revered, and they're kept there. It's old people that get cancer on the whole. So it's primarily important in the future of oncology how family structures play out in the world. And of course in Western society, divorce is high, single parent families. Females, women, work now. They didn't 40, 50 years ago. It was unusual for women to have high-powered jobs. Now they do. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, captains of industry, they have them. And that means when granny gets cancer, they're not there to look after them. So as society evolves over the next 50 years, we'll see more changes in the way in which cancer patients are handled in that society. The third box is how we distribute cancer care, how we deliver it. At the moment it's mainly in hospitals, mainly in big hospitals, where cancer services tend to be centralized. There may be a little bit of a hub and spoke model out there, but on the whole, the diagnostic facility is centralized in the big teaching hospitals around the world. This is in both rich and poor countries alike, it's the same. Is that the best way? Almost certainly not. Cancer treatment is not a quick fix. You don't go into a cancer center and come out the other end an hour later having been cured. You have to go through a series of visits. I worked out that in London, a breast cancer patient can have up to 100 visits in the first year. That's a visit every 3 days, 3 working days for something. Diagnostic scans, blood tests, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, planning scans, all these sort of things. That means it's much better by all means have the big cancer centers with all the intellectual power they have, but use them to deliver at a distance. So the model is very much like a cancer hotel, small, good car parking, easy access, near the public transport, where patients can have radiotherapy and chemotherapy, straightforward stuff delivered. And some of it can be delivered in their home, not the radiation obviously, but the chemotherapy, especially now 50% of chemotherapy is oral, so why not deliver in their homes? So organizations that do home delivery of chemotherapy are gaining ground, certainly in Western Europe. The fourth box, and this is the most difficult, is how we pay for cancer care. And realistically, there's only three ways to pay. You either pay in tax through a system like the British National Health Service, you pay with insurance where you're covered, or you pay in cash, and there's nothing else. You can have charity, and hospices and end-of-life care are often charitable structures, but it's not sustainable for mainline cancer care. The only way is to have a tax, insurance, or cash-based system. And all countries have a mixture. Even Britain, where we have 80% of cancer care is delivered by the health service for the taxpayer, there's 20% from other sources, either insurance or self-pay as you go. And then you get into all sorts of ethical difficulties here. Can you, for example, speed up your care by partially paying for your care? For example, the diagnostic phase, the cost of a CT, the cost of an MRI. We're talking about maybe a total cost of investigation for diagnosis of cancer and staging of $5,000 US. If that's, most people in the UK could actually afford that. Whether they'd want to pay for it is another matter. Whether it's right that they should have to pay for it when the NHS should do it, but it allows them to go through in a fast track. Airports have the fast track system. If you go business class, you go through a faster track to go through security. Many airports now, you can pay a fee to go through fast track, even with an economy ticket. Can you do the same in healthcare? And is it right that cancer patients can speed up their journey by doing it? So we've got these four boxes of the future. The technology box, which is assured, progress is assured there. We've got the delivery box, how it's going to be delivered, not in big cancer centers, but in a network model of care. Then we've got the payment for care, and then we've got society changing. And these things will go on interacting with each other. You can see they're totally interactive, and you can't consider one without another. And then the politics of healthcare and the politics of cancer care. An interesting study done by a cancer charity called Macmillan here in the UK showed that the healthcare is number one patients' worries when it comes to voting for a government. And of that, 75% of the population said cancer was their biggest worry in terms of healthcare. They wanted to have good cancer care. If it's that important, we need to put more effort into convincing the politicians to deliver better funding for cancer services. One of the big problems, of course, is the dominance of the United States. The US drug industry, big pharma as we call it, delivers 75% of its drugs to one country, and that's the US, which is less than 5% of the world's population. So the whole industry concentrates on the US market. Other markets, Europe, Japan, okay, they're quite significant, but outside Europe and Japan and the US, there's nobody of significance if you're thinking it as a commercial decision making from a marketing viewpoint in big pharma. So all the effort is in the countries that are commercially important, not in the ones that are on the edge of it. Of course, you can get the drugs anywhere. The other problem in poorer countries is that people migrate from poorer countries to richer countries. The doctors, the oncologists, the salaries are better, the lifestyle's better. And of course, patients there's always the top 3 or 4% in any country economically who can actually afford to go to London, New York, Paris, Stockholm, wherever they want for cancer care. And they go and they pay full fare. They pay $100,000 for a course of radiotherapy, for example. So it is fraught with difficulties looking at the future. The future is technically assured. We will get better. We will get better survival data for all cancers. There's no doubt about that. When, how, and what step changes will come, we don't know. But the fundamental problem of equality, of ethics, will remain. And there's no point saying we don't want it. It is going to remain. We have to work out ways to get round it. And I think Professor El-Zawawi's win-win initiative is one way of doing it. I think it's a very valid way of trying to hone in on the future in a way that's far more equitable than just a marketing tool in a New York big pharma office. So let's support it and try and get it moving with great gusto. Carol Sikora, London, 2023.
Hello, I am Dr. Will Ngwa. I'm the founding director of the Global Health Catalyst. Today, I'll be talking to you about eCancer for All and the Global Oncology University. These are really exciting potential high-impact initiatives that have been outcomes, collaborative outcomes from the Global Health Catalyst Summits. So what is eCancer for All? So eCancer for All has another name. It's called the Comprehensive Cancer Center in the Cloud, powered by artificial intelligence like ChatGPT. So what is this? Imagine your best cancer center in the world. Imagine that you could take that cancer center and put it in the cloud, where everybody can have access to it from anywhere in the world. All you need is internet or a mobile phone. So this comprehensive cancer center in the cloud at your fingertips really has 4 core apps: Care app, the Outreach app, the Research app, and the Education app. So for the Care app, think about this as your tele-oncology app. So essentially, you can have remote treatment planning, remote consultation, you can have second opinion, but actually right now you can have access to care from across the cancer control continuum, from prevention to diagnostics and screening to treatment to survivorship, and with palliative care throughout that continuum. So for example, for prevention, think about these breast cancer. Let's say you're a woman in Uganda and you get up every month, you're going to get an alert once a month that says, do a breast self-exam. And in doing that, maybe you can catch a lump, and you can find a lump in your breast, and you can go see your doctor. ChatGPT will say, go see your doctor. And then through that, you can potentially catch your cancer early. And you can think about screening and diagnostics. So right now we have a lot of tools where you can just take a picture, say, of the cervix, upload that in the cloud, and you can have people look at that, or artificial intelligence can look at that and identify precancerous lesions that can allow you to catch the cancer early and go for treatment. Third, you can think about remote consultation. So working with your primary doctor locally, you can have the best expert in the world, a specialist in colon cancer from Oxford or prostate cancer specialist from Harvard, can work with your oncology or primary healthcare person and be able to give you the best treatment decisions. In fact, we have tumor boards that are ongoing, where for complex cases, you can have a multidisciplinary team meet and actually help in planning your treatment. We have artificial intelligence tools that can help, in the treatment planning and quality assurance and so forth. And quite importantly, you can also have patient follow-up. So for regions where cancer centers are far away from your home, you don't have to keep traveling to the cancer center. You can just have remote follow-up there. Secondly, you can have the Outreach app. For us, the Outreach app is really captured by what we call the Global Health Catalyst Summits. The Global Health Catalyst Summits are organized every year. They are supported by the National Cancer Institute. We've organized that, started at Harvard, and now they have gone to other institutions, University of Pennsylvania, Johns Hopkins, Heidelberg University in Africa, and more recently in Bangladesh. And what this is really focused on is in engaging with every stakeholder. So we know, for example, in the United States that cancer, 1 out of 3 of us will develop cancer in our lifetime. Worldwide, the statistics are simply monstrous. 10,000 deaths, 10 million deaths per year, about 19 million cancer cases, new cancer cases every year. And this is all going to continue to grow. So the only way we can really address the growing cancer burden, these monstrous statistics, is really by collaboration. And so it's really important. That's why the the outreach app is really important for that engagement with all stakeholders. If there's one thing that all of us can contribute to, is at least advocacy, making some noise, working together to fight cancer. And so through the Global Health Catalyst Summits, we have anywhere from students, from religious leaders, from community leaders like nonprofit organizations and industry partners, policymakers, oncology health professionals. Everybody comes together and says, how can we collaborate? What is the latest information? What can we understand? And through this, we are able to really engage with everybody, every stakeholder. Third, we have the research app, which is really focused on creating research collaborations. And we highlight two kinds of services that are being offered through this C4 app. Right now, we have support for clinical trials, multi-center clinical trials across different countries. For example, we have one clinical trial going on now called the hypofractionation clinical trial, Hypo Africa, that involves cancer centers from Tanzania, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, and Ethiopia joining, and many other African countries that are joining. And more recently, about to start similar in Southeast Asia. But all of this involving collaborations with organizations, the best cancer centers in high-income countries as well, which is really a win-win approach. Professor Ahmed El-Zahawi always talks about win-win initiatives, but this is where you can really collaborate, have rigor and diversity, geographic and so forth in your clinical trials. The second service that's being offered through this C4 app for research is data analysis. So we have a lot of doctors who are providing data, or not just doctors, researchers who are providing data, and they are being analyzed for them, do statistics for their designing studies that they are doing, and so forth. So it really is a core facility that you can access in the cloud from anywhere in the world. And then finally, the education app is really capturing what we call the Global Oncology University, which is really a collaborative online learning approach that complemented by practical training at local credential sites in each region. And so the focus really is in training the trainers, so for sustainability, so people who are trained can then train other ones. As you can see on this image on the right hand side of the screen, you can see that the green part there is really artificial intelligence tools that we're using. That green part is telling the doctor where they should target their treatment or radiation, and then the red part is showing where they should not. Those are neighboring organs at risk. If you missed and did that, you're going to have issues affecting the patient. So through this, we've been able to train doctors just using this kind of artificial intelligence tools. And so even the online component becomes really a practical way where people can sit on their computers and be able to map out, contour, and do these things that artificial intelligence can support them. In addition to artificial intelligence, we are now integrating virtual reality, which means that people can actually be able to feel like they're sitting in the same room. So VR is one of the technologies that we're currently integrating into this. So with this model that you see in the picture here, so you have the online component, which is didactic, lectures offered by the best professors in the world, and then you complement that with practical training at local sites near you. So we have partners in different countries and regions where you can just go closer to you to have a practical training, and then the professor in that site, once you completed your training, can sign off on it, and then you can get your certificate or degree. And so this is a really powerful way where you don't have to move from where you are, but you can still have access to the best education in the world, and it's really harmonized. So I just want to highlight some really exciting potential impact areas here. So one very clear one, obviously, is the geographic barriers. So it means you can overcome that. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can have access to the same level of quality of training that others are having. Secondly, there is no tuition, which means that professors are not being paid because so we don't have to pay actually for tuition, but these professors are just contributing their time. So, for example, Professor David Kerr at Oxford would donate 1 hour of his time. Professor Paul Nguyen at Harvard would donate 1 hour of his time. You would donate 1 hour of your time, and then we pull that time together. We bring all of that together, and then we put together a course that can be accessed by anywhere in the world, anybody in the world. And these are the best professors in each of their area, among the best professors. So really, really good way to do it without you having to pay money. It's also really a good way for harmonious education, which means that everybody everywhere has access to the same education. Quality of education is really offered by the best faculty in the world in each area. And then one exciting area, obviously, is that the diaspora, we talk about brain drain a lot, but the diaspora has opportunity here to teach, to contribute, and turn brain drain to global health gain. So far, we've taught thousands of oncology of health professionals this way. We're currently offering a number of continuous education courses, so check out the site, ghcuniversity.org, or just go to the Global Health Catalyst Summit's website. You'll be able to find a link for that. One example of a course ongoing now is this Global Oncology Implementing Science course that's being led by Professor Ahmed El-Zawawi. At the same time, we are currently ongoing application for accreditation for master's and degree programs and residencies that can get board certification. So in summary, think about the eCancer for All, or the Comprehensive Cancer Center in the cloud, as your best cancer center in the world put in the cloud across, so anybody can access it from anywhere in the world. It has 4 core apps: the care, outreach, research, and education. So I just want to end by making some acknowledgements of some really important people who have been contributing to this. Professor Ahmed El-Zawawi, who was the chair of the board of the Global Oncology University and leads the GHC Win-Win Initiative. Stephen Everett, University of Pennsylvania. Friend David Kerr at Oxford. Eduardo Cazab from Latin America and SLACOM. Ricardo Odiscio from Europe, European Surgical Oncology, president of the society in the past, and so forth. Bashkim Siberi, Luca Incroci, Dr. Lydia Sana, Professor Saiful Haq, and Professor Gomer, who are all really great leaders, who supported this initiative from the beginning. And I'd like to highlight the funding support from AFROX, University of Massachusetts Lowell, the NIH, the Brigham and Women's Hospital at Harvard Medical School. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, I am Ahmed El-Zawawi. Welcome all. On behalf of all the distinguished faculty and founders and directors of the Global Oncology University, the Global Oncology Implementing Science Program. Today is our third lecture video. It continues the general introduction about the global oncology implementing science, the notion of the global OU, the notion of the win-win, in order to have common notions to go forward together in the course and the program, because all of you are the leaders and who will advocate for more and more to increase affordability of better value cancer care via scientific approaches and win-win scenarios. Here we share the screen. I would like to say that if you notice that the slides presentation of some sessions like today and some others is not short lines or short phrases as usual conferences, and because it is intended to present text that we can send to you as PDF text, and we'll find it in the web after. So it is text documents. Also, the videos, many of the videos will be served as document also, and we refer to as most as we can, not in all sessions or not to slides, to references as a place allowed to write references, because we would like to present scientific documents and material that you add to it and to read it and to return back to it and to modify and to lead yourself the win-win initiative and global oncology implementing science programs. So it is not short, it's intended, it's the document, and we will find the text in the web. We send it to you also. We with other material as PDF, not only slides, some links to books, to articles, to some opportunity to even to get some books or with the support of some publication publishers in the world or something, or discount or something. We are searching for all or free opportunities for grants, research. We'll search for all these, and with one click you will find. After we are developing this in the next 3 weeks also, you will have access to many organizations, many societies, many organizations. No rivalries. It is a place, a forum for all. The Global Oncology Implementing Science, we start today, the first course, Approaching Global Oncology Implementing Science. And maybe in some courses, the upcoming course will divide, this will be in the next session and not the first if it's long. But this is the third lecture anyway. It is courses for the period of from the fall of 2023 till the end of 2025, repeated with update every 6 months. Target audience, cancer care professionals, researchers, and all stakeholders and industry who are concerned with the issue of great needs to increase affordability of better value cancer care in the world. Tuition fees free for all in the world. Moreover, the endeavor we are preparing for the first big course of global clinical implementing science. This is for the upcoming it would need 2 years preparation. It is the new concept of global clinical oncology implementing science with the cooperation of all. Welcome all. There is a great need to huge increase of affordability of education and training, as we said. We stress on in the win-win notion that professionals would have searched for specific scientific solution and models for their patients in their communities, which is surely different from one country to another and one community to another in the same country even. So it is not just speak about imaginary or wishes or But we are keen to present tens of stimulating scientific published examples and successful models in our webs, books, and in the module, particularly in the module 2-3 of this new virtual free course. You'll find it many examples in module 2 and particularly module 3. So module 3 about 23 lectures of many published examples of reference. You can select from it, you can add to it, you can find many published things. There are many published scientific solutions that could be could do a big change, but I don't know why. I know why. We know why we missed all this. We become very commercial, everything, and that will be very difficult for all, for the rich and for the poor. We can't continue like this. So if there is no scientific exploration and scientific solution to do better, to do more, and to go together in a movement to do more and more and more in the upcoming years, then otherwise the talk about affordability and disparity and equality in cancer care in the world will be just repeated slogans. There are thousands of talks about and applications and articles, reports, meetings about affordability, disparity, equality, and some tears about the advanced cases with no care. And but we should enough all this. We are forced to work. Our role is to work in solution in the few years that or some years that we live in this life, not to complain, to be one of the problem, or to be a part of the problem. We should be part of the solutions and not part of the problem. The first global oncology implementing science course will start in October, October 25th. For each course will last for 6 months for the year 2023-25, starting for the fall 2023. It's focused on approach particular scientific and the win-win models that could stimulate global current to increase affordability of better value cancer care. The first course contains more than 90 lectures, online panels and experts and brainstorming conversation. Please share in brainstorming chat and notes that could be basis for articles and publication, plus interactive discussions with the audience. We don't claim any credit. The credit is for the doers. We are our initiator and our stimulator only. For feedback, if you have any idea or suggestion, this is the link for feedback. It's present in the book, in our books, and it's present in our webs. It's present here in the presentation. The login to freeze registration and the video course educational material example to links is free for all. Navigation access to the webs, all these websites, GOIS, IceDoc website, Global Oncology University, will be accessible for all guests from the world, with links to many educational resources, courses, opportunities, seminars. We are open for all. Who will mostly get benefit of this program? Clinical cancer care and surgical professional, different medical, surgical and scientific discipline, relevant global cancer management or better value health care, and all stakeholders who are interested in crucial issues of affordability of better value cancer care, all are welcome. Not only all stakeholders, education and research institutions, healthcare and health policy authorities, health industry and health economists. Yes, health economists. Graduates in clinical oncology and other branches of medicine, surgery, pharmacy, medical physics, cancer, nursing are encouraged to follow the full course, including assessment and course certificates. According to the win-win notion we stress on, that professional would have capability to search for specific scientific solutions and models for their patient and community in their communities. It is not a way of science. It is the heart of science to implement things according to conditions. and to see barriers to how I implement and modify. We are keen to present tens of stimulating scientific published examples and successful models in our webs, books, and in the module 2-3 of this virtual free course, Approaching Global Oncology, Preventing Science, on how to stimulate by scientific approaches the increase of better value cancer care in different communities. So it is not just imaginary wishes or lists of not, and there are many lists of not feasible recommendation or list of non-realized declarations, slogans, plans, and published agendas that are not realized, unfortunately, in the real world. There's the increasing list of partners and contributors and collaborators in this program. List of partners. Their logos are announced in our web and in the schedule. eCancer.org, led by the co-founder of this program, Professor Eduardo Gazab, and the colleagues in eCancer and all the director of eCancer and manager and editors and all. Latin American Caribbean Society of Medical Oncologists, LACOM, led by Professor Eduardo Gazab, the Network of Latin America Cancer Institutes, RINC, the University of Buckingham Medical School, Professor Kiro Sikora, BioVenture for Global Health, USA, Jennifer Dent, Cathy Graf, and all their colleagues. Department of Radiation Oncology, Erasmus MC Cancer Institute, Rotterdam, the Netherlands. One of the co-founders, the leaders, Professor Luca Incrucci. South Asia Center for Medical Physics and Cancer Research, Professor Ghulam Abu Zakaria in Germany and his colleagues in Bangladesh and South Asia. South and East College of Oncology, SEMCO, Professor Khalid and me, and Dr. Badran and others, colleagues. ICDoc.org, okay, this is our ICDoc. You will find its website, many information. Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences, Muhas, Tanzania. One of the co-founders, one of the leaders, Professor Twalib Ngoma. Cure Within Reach, USA, which is about the pre-purpose drugs, and devices and repurposing. So it is a very important approach to increase cancer care. Cure Within Reach, Barbara Goodman, Claire Thibodeau, and other colleagues in Cure Within Reach. All these are partners. With contribution of faculty from renowned organization institution. You see the list is long. You have the text of this website. I afraid to miss one of them, and there are increasing number of contributors now from a known organization, from NCI USA, Johns Hopkins, surely Harvard University, Cancer and Medicine Department, University of Oxford, Professor David Kerr, University of Pennsylvania, Professor Stephen Avery and colleague, International Cancer Expert course, Professor Norm Coleman, the known Professor Norma Coleman, American Society of Radiation Oncology, Department of Radiation Oncology, University of Hospital Göteborg, Sweden, Washington University, Georgetown University, Loyola University, University of South Florida, National Institute of Egypt, Clinical Oncology Center, South Carolina University, Al Salman Clinical Oncology Radiation Oncology, Port Said, Egypt, Medical Oncology University of Nairobi, Kenya, and University of Applied Sciences, Germany, University of Titova, North Macedonia, Peace and Love Hospital, Ghana, College of Medicine and University College Hospital, University of Ibadan, Nigeria, Radiation and Center, Singen, Germany, Clinical Oncology Department of Alexandria, Radiation Oncology, Arab Medical Association, and surely of ASCO and ESMO and all colleagues who are really leading this effort in the world. plus nearly of 100 contributors and affiliation. You can, if you click on this, you'll find the list of contributor in the book. In our book is a base of more than 50% of this. More, this is maybe of the course typically, and other it updated and information. So it is very useful reference and very useful document. Really, I don't. This is ours, so you can visit and you see. It is up to you to. And by the way, the book summary and first chapter is free online for all. You can at least download that free and read, and you can see if it is relevant or not. Faculty and leader in GOIS. You find here list of leaders and faculty of GOIS. All this is so it is an orchestra. So I'm modestly just speaking on behalf of all these distinguished colleagues. So as we said before, who directs something or presents something is just coordinate or facilitate the work of others. He's not I am not an others who say president or director or chair of program or something is not the most. We don't claim that we are not most skillful persons or the most knowledgeable, but to serve. Our role is to serve others, to present our work, not my work, our work. The contribution as partner, as or collaborator or faculty is open. Welcome all to this education program and the win-win initiative. Please join, add, contribute, and lead. The course director and facilitator is me, my modest Ahmed Zawawi, co-directors and leader of moderators, leaders, moderator of panels of course in alphabetical order of the course. Professor Ricardo Odizio, Professor Eduardo Gazap, Professor Luca Ancroci, Professor David Kerr, Professor Tualim Ngoma, Professor Wilfred Negwa, Professor Kiro Sikora. They are the co-directors and they are very distinguished persons, plus surely more than 100 contributors, and this is the list. And I repeat this because I don't like to miss the efforts. This is our message, not my message. And we hope this to be your message. You are the leaders in the near future, and you are doing more steps, more progress than we did and all the previous generation, all the generation. Technical director Lenza Kino in John Hopkins and Mahmoud El Masri. For registration, as I said, and feedback, all the link is available. The Global Oncology University Science is based mainly on our last book, as I said, plus update, panel brainstorming, discussion, feedback, and assessment. And this to give some idea about if you have a link here, you have an idea about this as reference, because many of the material in this course was based on this approach. This book is not my book, it's to say ours. It's more than nearly 100 contributors. And it's edited just by me and Wilfred Negwa, but special contribution of of His Excellency the late Dr. Vasquez, past president of the Republic of Uruguay. He was a really excellent clinical oncology and radiation oncologist, and excellent scientist and worker in the field of cancer control in the Americas and in the world. Keynote, Her Royal Highness Princess Dina Merritt, past president of the USCC, honorary ambassador of this win-win movement. Really, thanks to her, and thanks to the Sir Moore Gray. As I said, with more than nearly 100 distinguished experts in this program. And welcome all. Surely welcome all of you to join. Welcome all faculty on distinguished to join, to lead, and everything. Published by IOP Bristol, UK, and she give us some opportunity and some offer that I'll send to you also to help us support this program. It contains a lot of scientific example of self-sustaining better value cancer care, also to represent many win-win notion, strategies, and approach. It's not just speaking. It's new example of a living book. It belongs to all. Welcome your feedback and comment. I coined this term living book. I hope that will continue and it will progress by you and led by you. 3 important win-win concepts. First, the win-win movement is not one more competing organization, but a forum for all in front of the increasing gap in affordability of better value care in the world. Second, it's the presence of many excellent institutes, organizations, courses, webinars. There are many. The GOIS is not just one more activity, but its web and network. Colleagues will find information and links to most education, training, grants, research opportunities in the world, beside our courses and certificate or for candidates from around the world. Cooperation with all from all with all is welcome and needed. We don't claim credit. All will win. Thirdly, the book Approaching Global Oncology, the win-win model, is not one more book in the shelf, but is aimed as, I coin the term, living book for the 21st, third decade of the 21st century. As we said before, the present course approach, we are our next in big endeavor. I just give a hint here about it. The first course of Global Clinical Oncology. Here we are presenting global oncology, approaching global oncology implementing science. What we mean by the global clinical oncology implementing science is a very big issue, really, and very, very ambitious project. It needs times. We expect that the upcoming clinical GOIS will need at least 1.5 to 2 years of big contribution. I'm sorry that here I write 1.5 in like French, virgule. I was formed in France, in fact, in Paris. So still have some French here. Even how I formulate some phrases is the French English, French international English. So I'm sorry for this. This is I'll try to correct it in the next 1.5 to 2 years of big contributions and collaboration from many experts in the world, with contribution of the willing colleagues and audience from the courses GOIS in order to launch the section and the first section, and to be published in a new series, Global Oncology Implementing Science. We have already proposal from big publishers. It's not, it is the dream start to be realized. It is very ambitious vision to present a program of global clinical oncology. It is not reinvent the wheel for the essential part of clinical oncology. It will be based on 3-4 known textbook of clinical oncology. But what is new here is that will be in addition to every topic or localization what is particular in different parts of the world, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and so on, regarding different nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and so on, regarding different scientific issue of care based on scientific contribution, biology, pharmacogenomic, everything from many based on scientific contribution and from many local international experts, institutions, and organizations. It will be accomplished only with the contribution and cooperation of many. So it is an ambitious project. This is, I say a hint about our next thing that will be. I don't see. I think that we'll see the start of realization after 2 years, 1.5 or 2 years. The first section, based on the, it will be accomplished only with contribution cooperation from many, all would participate in the sense that it belongs to all. The credit for all editors and contributors by names and affiliation. Shall we make it together for the benefit of patients and science and colleagues everywhere, and to pave the way for younger cancer care professionals? Or could we do it together? I'm just initiator. I'm just proposing, but the credit and the work will be done only by many experts in the world together, not one or two or three, no, many of, if we work together. Finally, this slide and its video lecture will be available in the website, surely. So it is text material. We welcome all feedback, suggestions, innovation, comments, and contribution provided that they go with our common goal. Please note, to join faculty and this endeavor and upcoming global oncology implementing science programs, please join the link here. I repeat here in the beginnings of lecture because I would like just to keep you. Please, your feedback is important. Your critics will consider this really in all this in the upcoming future. We make progress. You will make progress by all these notes, and all will be transparent. And please spread the message of this slide to all your network and colleagues. Don't keep this slide for you, but make it a discussion, as brainstorming, as maybe add something, modify something, don't like something, no problem. The win-win belongs to all, and what's presented here will be of no big outcome if we are not together. All of you are needed going forward, and insist in the first three lectures that to go after to more concentrated things. Going forward, hand in hand, heart with heart, brain with brain. The world are in need, really, particularly in this time, for that. Thank you all. I would like that we end now, and we welcome all your question and all your question and feedback now. In the future, connect the website. Bye-bye for now, till our next lectures, and you'll find really many colleagues who will present a very wonderful lecture. Hello. If you have any question or any chat or something, so welcome now. Where is the chat here? Okay. Dr. Beatrice Wayaf is the one of the leader of this initiative and one of the distinguished faculty and leaders of the Global Oncology University, and she sends thank you for you all. Thank you. Dr. Shaban, thank you. This is your initiative now, Dr. Shaban. Please be advocate and spread this video. You will receive these videos and the text and documentation. Spread to all. It's not just this time, the time of lecture. Spread and all, and be initiator for this movement. There are millions of cancer patients who are need really for solutions, and not to complain and to speak about disparities all the time. Dr. Allison, thank you. Dr. Heba, Dr. Ahmed. I thank you very much. Thank you. And thanks to you all, because you who advocate and lead this. Welcome all. It is a forum for all. Next session will be next Wednesday, and it will have a very interesting talk. And we'll send you to the program tomorrow, by tomorrow or maximum. Which will be Professor David Kerr, and will be speaking is also. There will be many interesting things in the upcoming lectures. Professor Eduardo Gazab, Professor Twalib Ngoma, there are many interesting lectures in the upcoming next days. And then we'll start after these modules of clinic of examples of scientific approaches based on literature, based on evidence. There are many things to be done, and we missed it for commercialism. Thank you all. Thank you all of you. Yes, about contour training that we had before, and we have the video, and with the radiation group who are our partners also and part of team, and we'll make more after. Not only that, but we also give you list of references to many sites that provide you. We are not have all the knowledge that for us, but this is we will have access to many sites in the world. This forum for all. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Please be the advocate. Be the upcoming leaders of all this initiative. Before I leave the theater one day, sooner or later, but our colleagues also are not young, but you will lead this, and starting from now to be the advocate of this. Millions of cancer patients are screaming, wants solutions with science, not by dreams or pity or begging. Thank you all. Then we'll have any request, special request for any information or any query to, then please send it not only to me. This will be referred. Just send to me that I'll refer to the speaker, to the faculty, to Professor Kirosikora, Professor Wilfred Negwa, and the other faculty in the next lectures, all of them. So you will have access to all to the question, automatically transfer to them. Also, we, beside not only lecture, we'll arrange at least 5 panels discussion and brainstorming that we raise every time a hot point for that with different opinion, and maybe after with your discussion and discussion of experts, that could be crystallized to an article or e-cancer video, because e-cancer is one of the main partner e-cancer org, one of the big partners in this course. So it would be educational material and brainstorming about many points. There are many points really needs brainstorming, and not just repeat the stereotype things that in conference and then But there are many public things we don't know. Bioplastic, many things area. There are many nice things and many useful things that can reduce a lot the total air, and while not while practice outcome or even have better outcome. And this is how this side of implementing science, discovery of innovation, maybe it's not complete, be applicable and feasible and useful on the real world for patients, and and to get it with dignity. I think now is we have to close now, and goodbye, and be linked together and send your feedback to our partners. Bye bye.